Hey guys, welcome to the start of your travels through Valheim. My name's Russo, and in today's video I'll be sharing some useful tips I've found to help you get started. So grab some food, grab some drink, and crack your knuckles. Let's go. So the first tip, guys, are controls. So what's going to happen is you're going to press escape and then click settings to bring up the list of controls. You can see them all here. I'm just going to demonstrate a few. So left clicking is attack, right clicking is blocking, middle mouse button is heavy attack, so if you have a spear you can throw it, or if you're just fighting with your hands you can just kick people. When you block, if you press spacebar you can do a little dodge roll, just like so. If you're not doing anything else and you just press spacebar, you're normally going to jump. So it's just normal controls, WASD to move around, left shift is sprint, left control is crouch, C is walk forward, so if you just hold W and press C, you walk, and then you can jog if you press it again. If you press X, you can sit down, take a nice little seat in the grass, everything's looking nice. Zoom in and out is mouse wheel, pretty simple. M for map. To zoom out, you can either scroll with your mouse wheel or press the less than button or comma. You zoom out. Map's pretty big, don't get discouraged, and pressing the greater than will zoom it back in. Finally, we have the tab button. So if you press it, it'll bring up the menu, the crafting menu. It'll bring up these four buttons and also the inventory. If you click the four buttons, you've got the compendium, you've got skills, trophies, and take damage from other players / friendly fire. So if you're playing with people and you want to bash them, click that button, you'll be good. So the second tip, guys, is the crafting menu. So just press tab to bring that up, and you can see that we can get a hammer, a stone axe, club, and torch. And the hammer costs 3 wood, 2 stone. Stone axe costs 5 wood, 4 stone. Club is 6 wood, and the torch is 1 wood, 1 resin. Now resin you can get by killing grey dwarfs, or on a chance by knocking down little saplings. Now branches you can either pick up off the ground just like that, or you can just bash one of these saplings and get the wood that drops from it. So just like that, you got some wood. And the rocks that you pick up are just these little stones, just like that. You can't actually bash the big rock itself. So to build, you just click one of them, click the craft button, and it'll make and take out of your inventory. So next up on the list is dying. Now, if you come across a boar or greylings and he does this to you, you have now died. Don't stress, your tombstone holds everything that you are holding in your inventory. So you just, when you spawn back, you run to your tombstone. If you die without a bed, you won't spawn at the bed, you'll spawn here at the start. But as soon as you can, make a bed, set your spawn point, and you can always spawn back there. So all you have to do is find your death on the mini-map, so just the little skull and crossbones, run up to it, press E, and your items are now recovered. You can see in the top right hand corner I have corpse run. Now that's a buff, so if you die and there's say 10 balls around you all attacking, you run back into the den, the boar's den, and there's 10 balls there, get your stuff, get corpse run, and then you can just tank all that damage. It improves heal and stamina, so use it to your advantage, use corpse run, and just tank all the damage for that 50 seconds. So the fourth tip is the starting tools: the club, stone axe, hammer, and torch. So stone axe, pretty simple. You can run up to trees and chop them down. You can't actually chop down the birch tree, it's too hard. So the only tree you can chop is the beech. So be wary when chopping it down. Obviously trees fall, and if it falls on you, you're dead. So make sure when it falls, just like so, that you get out of the way and don't let it fall on you. It will also sometimes crash into other trees, be careful, or it'll fall down and roll. And if it rolls into you, it can do damage and possibly kill you. So be wary of that, and then just keep chopping the tree, just like so, until it, rolls up a rock, and splits in half. There we go. Now when you cut these, the wood will come from. Okay, so that's the best way to get wood, obviously, rather than just go around smacking all those little saplings, because you get 10 wood from all that. Second one is the club. Obviously the club is going to be, for now, your main damage weapon. So if you come across greylings, deer, although they're pretty fast, or boars, you can do this. You just smack. You can do 3 hits at a time. Okay, usually the 3rd hit is the power attack. Okay. The next one is your torch. Okay, you can either equip it with an item, so just like I am. So I've got my club and torch, so obviously it'll light up an area. Or if you're versing greylings and want to deal extra damage, you can just equip the torch and smack him with that, and that'll light them on fire, as they're susceptible to fire because they're trees, apparently. The next one is the hammer. So equip the hammer by pressing whatever number you have assigned, right click, and that will bring up the proper build menu. You can navigate this by clicking miss, crafting, building furniture, or pressing E or Q to navigate just like that. Tip number 5 is food. So when you go about your travels, you will come across food like raspberries, just like this. So you've got the raspberry bushes, you just pick them and take them. You can also come across mushrooms, which sometimes spawn at the back of these rocks, so just check them as well. You get mushrooms, and when you kill deer or boar, they drop meat, which obviously needs to be cooked before you eat them. Now, with the food and all the berries, I do suggest when you find a big bunch of berries, to pick them, but don't eat them, okay? So the only thing I reckon that you should be eating are mushrooms and meat, okay? Save the berries until later, and this is for a future episode, but the berries, like raspberries and blueberries, go into mead or jam or stuff like that. So if you have an abundance of them and you don't need them at the start, you've got a lot of mead and jam for later. Alrighty, tip number 6 is creatures. So you're also, as well as enemies in this game, you have, well, non-hostile creatures. As you can see, this boar, if you get up close enough to him, he will obviously try and attack you if he's frightened. And you saw just before that it had a yellow thing above its head. Now, if you attack it while it has that yellow thing above its head, it will do extra damage. Okay? To get up close to boars, you may need to sneak and be downwind from them. So upwind or downwind, whichever one it is, so they don't smell you. Okay? Now, deers are pretty much the only things that don't attack. Boars will, great offs will, necks will. So if they attack you, you're obviously going to have to either run away or kill them to pick up their stuff and keep them away from you from doing damage. Tip number 7, guys, is your hammer. Okay, so to use your hammer, you have to equip it. So press whatever button it is, and you will right click and bring up the build menu, navigating it with Q and E, like we said before, and you can build stuff. But to build, say, a campfire, if you try and build it without a workbench, it'll say missing requirement. The only thing you can build without a workbench is the cooking station. So if you have a fire, you can just build it straight away. So build a workbench to start your journey and start your housing in Valheim. So you build a workbench, and then you can build walls to start building your home. Now, to use the workbench and say repair this axe, it needs a roof. So crafting station needs a roof. So what you're going to do is get 2 walls, put them next to the workbench, hopefully on the same height. Get 2 roof sections and build a nice little cubby for the workbench, okay? And then you can repair stuff, or you can build more, okay? So to repair, you just click the repair an item and it'll fix without using up any materials that you have on you. So as well as that, to destroy stuff, say you don't want this wall here anymore, or you accidentally do this and put a wall down, to destroy it, you can press middle mouse button. So press the middle mouse button. It doesn't actually matter if something's on it or not. So just press the middle mouse and you'll get those items back. You always get the items back unless you're destroying a campfire. You'll never get the wood back from the campfire because it uses it when you build it. So just middle mouse button, and you can't do it, actually, you can't do it to boats because if you were to destroy your boat in the middle of the ocean, you'd lose all your stuff. So it's just a precaution. Alright, tip number 8 is survival. So what you're going to want to do in Valheim is build a shelter as soon as possible. Okay, as you can see, I've got a shelter right here, and when you have, say, a wall and you have it on another wall and it's green, it means you can build on that. That's the strongest one. And then you've got orange, and then you've got red. Okay, so if you build something on this red wall, it will evidently, well, not like that, sorry. If you do this, it will break. Okay, so don't build on red, just build on green and possibly yellow. If it is coming up red and you don't know why, it's probably because there's nothing supporting it. So put some extra stuff underneath it, or, you know, give it some supports. So now that you've got your basic shelter, right click to build, to bring up the building menu, and then pick out a roof that you like, doesn't really matter, and chuck them on top of your house. Okay. So after that, you're going to want to build a bed. So in the build menu, you're going to go to the furniture section. Okay, you're going to build a bed, and when you've built your bed, go up to it and claim it straight away. So if you die, you're going to spawn back there. Now to sleep in it, bed needs a nearby campfire. Now, when you build a campfire, it has to be on solid ground. If you try and build a campfire on a piece of wood, say just like this, it's not going to work. Invalid placement. So it always has to be on the ground. Now, if you've built a small shelter like this and build a fire, it'll probably fill up with smoke and you may die. Okay, because no one likes smoke inhalation. So a good trick around that, just for the beginning, until you make like a proper house and a chimney, is to put the fire on the outside of the house unless it's raining, and then you can sleep in your bed. Okay, you can't sleep at this time because it's just became day, but that's how you build your first little home. Tip number 9 is natural occurring items. So like food, wood, and stones, they all are in abundance. Okay, so you can find berry bushes, you can find mushrooms just growing on the ground, you can find dandelions just like this, which I can't pick up because I have my hammer out, so you can pick them up. Rocks, everything like that is, you can just pick it up. But with, say, like leather scraps or even resin, you don't just find them on the ground, you have to do stuff for it. So if you need leather scraps, you kill boars. If you need deer hide, you kill deers. Resin, kill grey dwarfs. Troll hide, which we'll get into later, kill trolls and stuff like that. So just be wary that some of the items you have to go looking for. Other items will be in abundance right in front of you, such as wood and rock. Last but not least, tip number 10 is inventory management. So you're going to collect a lot of stuff on your travels, and you may not have stuff to anywhere to put it. So if you get your hammer and, well, go to the furniture menu, you can build a chest. Sorry, let me just take care of this little grayling. Now, with the chest, obviously you can store stuff, and you might not want to take everything with you on your travels. Wood and rock tend to add up, and if you collect too much, you will get overweight, and you have a weight limit of 300. So just be wary of that when you go out. If you want to put stuff away, you can click and drag it into the chest and just leave it there in your home for future use. If you want to be quick about it and not have to click and drag everything, you can hold left control and left click, and it will all go in there. Now, if you want to get rid of, say, half of this wood, I know it's an odd number, let's look at the resin. So you want to get rid of half the resin, just hold left shift and left click, and you can split the stack. Drag in the slider so you can pick out how much you want to do. Just like that, that's how you can do that. Alright, so that wraps up the video today. I hope you guys liked it, and if you did, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and even comment for me. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm, and turn that notification bell on. If you want some more Valheim content, I am on Twitch, twitch.tv/Russo_, which I will be putting a link in the description. Otherwise, if you just like me here on YouTube, I will be putting out 2 videos a week, and more planned for the future. So, catch you guys next time.